The NFL owners' meetings are underway, and Ryan Poles spoke to the media earlier today and sounded off on the following topics. Caleb Williams, the projected number one overall pick, very open and candid about how the meeting went in Los Angeles with him, how hard it was for him to trade Justin Fields, and more importantly, tell him that he was being traded, and could a Keenan Allen extension be in the works? All of that is coming up here on Chicago Bears Now, but our month-long subscriber battle continues with the Commanders Report. Top two picks in the draft. The Bears and the Commanders were pulling away, but let's not take our foot off the gas here. Hit that subscribe button. Turn on notifications. If you want free Chicago Bears videos, let's keep the subscriber train rolling. We appreciate it. And coming up next, all those topics we mentioned before. I'm Harrison Graham, and you are watching Chicago Bears Now. Ryan Poles openly talking about Caleb Williams and how things are going and their evaluations of him. That was obviously a big discussion point at his little kind of media scrum earlier today. Here's what Ryan had to say about first having dinner with Caleb Williams. He said, look, he's really mature. One of my guys kind of bumped me on it which I think is rare these days for a 22-year-old. He never touched his phone. Really intentional with his conversations and talking about his interests and things that he likes to do. Really good touch points. He also added that Caleb will be coming to Halas Hall in the first week of April. I know there's been some kind of rumors. Is he coming? When is he going to do that pre-draft meeting? All that stuff. Well, that is going to happen first week of April. It's March 25th, so that'll be sometime next week, I assume. So that is very, very good as well. Here's more on Poles just on Caleb in general. And he said, look, I'm having a hard time finding a person that doesn't like him or even love him and thinks he can reach the highest limits. The feedback's been good. When you talk to his teammates, they don't like him. They love him. His leadership, how he brings people together, he's intentional with his leadership. And I just think, look, it's clear. It's been clear. It continues to be clear. It's even clearer, I would say, after hearing Ryan Poles talk, that Caleb Williams is going to be the number one overall pick. Again, unless the 0.01% scenario of something crazy pops up between now and the draft, which is exactly a month away, by the way. It's March 25th. Round one is on April 25th. So unless something drastic that no one can see coming happens between now and then, Caleb Williams will be a Chicago Bear. And don't take my word for it. Don't read between the lines with Ryan Poles. Gerard Mayo, head coach of the Patriots, who have the number 3 pick, says, everyone knows what Chicago will do at 1, but not what Washington will do at number 2. So that's kind of an interesting subplot. A lot of rumors out there. How does this QB pecking order fall after Caleb Williams with Chicago? Courtney Cronin added this exchange as well. Bears are on the clock 1 month from today. Does Ryan Poles know when he will / hope to have a decision on the QB they'll draft at 1? He said, I don't right now. Hopefully it just hits me. I think it's hit him. He can play coy and he can, kind of believe in the process and continue to do their due diligence, which they're going to do, of course. But, I'll put it this way. If the draft was today, it is obvious who they'd be drafting. Again, could something drastically change between now and April 25th? I suppose. Crazier things have happened in these pre-NFL draft processes. The Jalen Carter situation last year. Anything can happen. We don't know. But I think we know where this is headed. I think the Bears have known for at least a little while where this is heading. And I think Ryan Poles has his guy, and I think his guy is Caleb Williams. How shocked would you be if the Bears didn't draft Caleb at this point? Scale of 1 to 100. 100 being you'd be incredibly shocked. 1 being I'm not shocked. They're going to take Drake May. I'm at about a 99.9. I would be incredibly shocked. Again, I'll leave 0.1% chance that some crazy scenario happens, but that's where I'm at. You guys let me know where you're at down in the comment section below. Now, again, there are a couple of notable upcoming pro days that the Bears will attend. Jaden Daniels this Wednesday for LSU. Poles will attend that one. He will not attend Drake Mays on Thursday, which I found interesting. He did say there will be a big Bears contingency there at North Carolina. So I don't know if you put that much stock into it. Again, I think they're clearly drafting Caleb anyway, but the Bears as a whole should continue to at least do their evaluations of these other guys, have a backup plan in place in case that crazy scenario does arrive. But, it's Caleb Williams. He's going to be a Chicago Bear. And while Caleb Williams is going to be a Bear, and you guys should go watch him next year for the Chicago Bears, you could do so with Game Time, the best ticketing app out there. Last-minute tickets for the best price available, and buying tickets to your favorite sporting events, concerts, theater events, and everything else. It shouldn't be stressful. It should be easy. It's painless with Game Time. Their goal is for you to have a peace of mind with your purchase and to help you save as much money as possible. And guys, opening week, it's here. Producer Jack on the ones and twos today, biggest baseball fan in the office. You got Cubs action as their home openers coming up pretty soon. The White Sox as well. If you are a Diamond geek, a seam head, and want to check out the Cubs or White Sox opening day, be sure to do so. And by the way, the Bulls in the middle of that playoff push, trying to secure that spot in the play-in tournament. Some big games coming up as well for the Chicago Bulls. It's busy time for Chicago sports fans, and get those tickets with Game Time. And guess what? New customers, download the app right now. Link is in the description and comments of this video, or if you just go to your app store and search Game Time and download, use the promo code BearsChat. That's going to get you $20 off your first big purchase with Game Time. Check it out today. Best seats, best prices available. Flash sales as well, day of the event. So that's what I recommend. Wait till the last minute. Get those best prices. You're not going to have any stress doing so. Go check it out. Promo code BearsChat at Game Time. Search your app store. It'll be right there, the big white letter G with the black background. Can't miss it. It's Game Time. Go ahead and check them out. Okay, let's get to the next topic Ryan Poles talked about. That was trading Justin Fields, which, look, this was not easy for Poles. I think we all know that and understand that. He admits it was hard telling Justin that the Bears were trading him. He actually went over to Matt Eberflus's house once the trade was being finalized, and they called him together, which I think it's appropriate for the two leaders of this organization right now to call who at the time was the face of the franchise and deliver him the news. Here's what he had to say. He said, "One of the harder things we had to do, but I thought it was necessary for us to head in the right direction. His jersey's in my son's room," kind of further alluding how difficult it was. So it puts that into perspective of how difficult these moves are. But I really felt like that was best for our organization and best for Justin. And look, I've said this, I'll say it again. Ryan Poles knows what I'm about to say. These things aren't easy. There are emotions involved. But it is his job as the person in charge of player personnel on this team, the general manager, to take emotions out of player personnel decisions. You can't not trade somebody because you love the guy as a person and you know feelings could be hurt and players on the team may feel a certain way around it. If you believe that trading him and drafting a QB and starting over, which I think it was clear that was the right decision, then you have to make that move. It was time to trade him. It was getting toxic publicly among the fan base about the debate between the two. I think now you're already seeing things simmer down among the fans about, hey, let's put our foot forward. We're going to cheer for Justin in Pittsburgh, and let's focus on the future here in Chicago, which appears to be Caleb Williams. Ryan Poles did add that he was a little surprised by the trade market and that they had to adjust their expectations when that market kind of became clear, which, look, it's a bummer. The way the market played out wasn't ideal, and I think the fact that a few quality veterans were available probably hurt the market compared to like when the year Sam Darnold got traded, there wasn't that many people available, so Carolina kind of paid more for a lesser player at the time. I thought this was interesting as well, getting the Mike Tomlin angle from the owners' meetings. He reiterated that Russell Wilson has pole position, like as of now, he's QB1, but he's not against competition. And, quote, "When it's time to compete, Justin will be given an opportunity to show his capabilities." There was also a longer quote from Tomlin where he raved about Fields, oozes talent. It was kind of one of those, political headline phrases that you see. Tomlin's liked Fields for a long time. The Steelers had him as their top QB coming out of the draft in 2021. And look, I expect Justin to get his shot. Do I think he'll start week one? Probably not. But Russell Wilson hasn't exactly had the clearest road here the past couple of years. Unless he plays extraordinarily well, I think Justin will get opportunities. He'll obviously play a lot in the preseason, I would expect. So that'll be fun to watch from afar as well. And it's something I'm going to pay attention to. I'm not saying we're going to talk about it a ton here on this show, but I am very fascinated to see where Justin Fields' career goes from here because I still think he can have a very, very successful one. All right, let's talk Keenan Allen now, just like Ryan Poles did, as he said he kind of opened up about A, trading for the player, and B, whether or not he viewed him as someone he would give an extension to. Remember, Keenan Allen is in the final year of his current contract. Here's what he had to say about trading for him. First, he said, I think he's a perfect fit, talking about Allen and bringing him with a rookie quarterback. Said, I don't think there's a better receiver in the league that can be better for a young QB in terms of understanding the game, timing, space, and reading defenses. And that's something we talked about when the trade happened. This is a guy that separates well. He's an elite route runner. He finds the soft spots and zones. You pair that with DJ Moore, who's very explosive after the catch. Keenan Allen's a very QB-friendly wide receiver. I mean, that's been true for his entire career. That's why since his rookie year, he's been very, very reliable, and why, even though he's not a super fast straight line runner, he's lasted 10, 12 years in this league, and I think still has, 2, 3, 4 really good years left in him moving forward. Now, here's what he had to say, talking about Poles in terms of a potential extension. He said, I try to be intentional with the order that we do extensions, so we'll review that and kind of see what our order looks like. But for what he stands for, I would love to have him long term. So I kind of thought about this. I was like, okay, who on the roster is really A, extension eligible, and B, someone that you would extend before Keenan Allen? Maybe Tevin Jenkins. He's a guy that's really turned things around here after injuries, and there were all those trade rumors in Poles and Flus's first year. He's kind of risen up above that and put 2 pretty good years together. There are still injury concerns. He's in the final year of his deal. Do you extend him? Do you play this year out? I kind of thought they'd play it out this year, but maybe Poles is considering that. Maybe he's looking at the guard market in free and see how much it exploded, and maybe you try to get him on a little cheaper deal right now. It's still not going to be cheap, but cheaper than Robert Hunt, 5 for $100 million. DJ Moore, 2 years left on his deal, so I don't think you'd extend him right now. But again, the wide receiver market has exploded as well. If you can get him for 90 cents on the dollar right now, or even just face value rather than going above and beyond, maybe you give him a 2 or 3 year extension. That way you lock him in for 4 or 5 years. And then Keenan Allen. There's really no one else, guys, that is even eligible. I mean, Khalil Herbert is, but you just signed DeAndre Swift. I don't think you're extending Khalil Herbert. I do think the Bears eventually extend Allen because I think they'll review this probably after the draft. I doubt it happens before then. And they'll say, well, really don't have a lot of extensions coming up. Maybe Tevin, but maybe we play that one out, or maybe we approach him on a team-friendly deal. And then, look, I'd give Keenan Allen a 2-year extension. He's got 1 year left. Turn it into a new 3-year contract for maybe $20 million per year, something like that, and then some kind of opt-out after the second year potentially, or kind of limited dead money if they wanted to get out of it after next season because he is 32 years old, and then you go from there. So we'll see how it plays out. I think Keenan Allen will be here beyond this season. Just a matter of when the Bears approach those things and ultimately try to get that done. What do you think? Will the Bears extend Keenan Allen? Type Y for yes, type in for no. I think they will. Could be a while. Maybe it's not until around training camp. Who knows? But I think in the end, they will get a deal done. All right, guys. Appreciate you for tuning in to Chicago Bears Now. My name is Harrison Graham. Again, hit that subscribe button. Let's take down the Commanders Report in the month of March and new subscribers this month. We'll be live later today at 4 o'clock Central Time, so join us then. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss out. Until then, bear down.